Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the 6th episode of The Shape of Your Tree. And I'm trying to do this without being inside, and my eyes are going crazy. So anyway, it's time for a letter. I feel like I'm on TV. And this letter has been used for everything. You know, I have a tendency to do that myself. So I come by it quite naturally, I suppose. Oh, and this is written to my grandparents in Marble Falls, Texas. And it is dated January 17th, 1958. Let's see if I can read Daddy's writing today. You know, I really do miss pen and paper, although I have to admit I'm the worst about letter writing anymore. Actually, I'm terrible about keeping in communication. I don't know if the phones were good for us or not, because it's made us very lazy about certain things that would help us stay in touch with our family and our friends. Anyway, so there are two letters in here. One is written to Mom, Pop, and kids, and one to Granny and Granddad. And the first one says, Dear Mom, Pop, and kids, I was in sick bay a little while with my foot, but I'm out again now. That will explain my neglect of answering your letter. Taking it for granted that you did write a letter, I just got back from San Diego today, and the guys informed me that I had a lot of mail, and the yeoman had sent it on to sick bay. Now I'll have to wait for it to come back here. The only letter I've had so far was from Granny, and I don't see how in the hell I got it. It had my name, then Commander, the U.S. Center, San Diego, or SDC. Out of 1,000 guys, they found me. That's what I call luck. Has Jerry come in yet? When he does, tell him to get my address and keep in touch with me. I sure am sorry I missed him. When I get lonely, I get to wondering what in the hell I'm doing in this place anyway. Something our years is a hell of a big, 11 of our years is a hell of a big chunk to stick out to to take out of your life. I'm not quite sure exactly if that's what he's saying. I wish I could have stayed young a little while longer, but that's all over now. I'm now a man. Ha 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 ha. I think I might have my dad's little humor there. You don't know how comical that is. I feel just like a little boy staying at his grandmother's the first time. In other words, I'm homesick. I must have been kidding myself when I said I'd go to Uncle Joe's. I'm coming straight home. The way I feel now, I'll probably go over the hill to stay a little longer. Well, that's enough of my troubles. I love you all and want you to write, send stamps. Love, 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 love. I'm sending a letter for Granny. Love, Junior. Then this is to my Granny and Granddad. Dear Granny and Granddad, well, you were right. I cried the other night while I was in sick bay. Next time, write a letter, not a note. I sure did get my hopes up when I saw that big old envelope. Then when I pulled out that little old piece of paper, my heart sure did sink. Granny, I want you to write, even if it is only to tell me about Holloway's shithouse. And see if you can get him to loan me the car a little while when I'm home. Granny, I thought joining the Navy would help me grow up, but I'm just a little boy. Granny, if anything happens to me in here, I want you to be good to Wendell and Jerry. I love them both like brothers. Granddad, if you don't want to loan me the car when I'm home on leave, I'll understand. Love always, Junior. So, yeah, that makes me appreciate my father as a young boy. And I think maybe it's a good thing because it puts him in a different light than I've ever seen him. And so I think that these letters will be good for me to connect with the past that I don't really remember, and I can't, sometimes I feel torn between my adopted family and my blood family, but at the same time, they're all my family. So it's not that I don't love my natural family. I love what I can remember of them, the memories that I have of them, but I don't have the same feelings that I have towards my mom who adopted me and my family who adopted me. And I know that sounds harsh at times. I remember having feelings for my siblings. There's a few cousins that hence I've lost, and there's still a few out there. I won't share their names so that they have their own anonymity, but you'll know who I'm talking about. And I miss you and I love you, and I do miss the times that we could have shared growing up. But you know, I do think that God has a plan for all of us. And mine was to be able to go out and have all these experiences, all these challenges, and strive to be a better person despite all of them. And I think that, I think I'm working on that. This one here, this letter, is dated January 18th, 1958, and it's addressed to Mr. and Mrs. Lyda, and that's in Marble Falls. And he says on the back of the envelope, send stamps. Dear Pop, Mother, and Kids, I can't write for a buddy sitting on my bunk and laughing about anyone calling a town Marble Falls. He's cussing now because he had to remake his bunk. He forgot to turn his mattress over. I hereby announce the fact that I'm tired of the goddamn little nose you all call letters. If you're going to do anything, do it right. That's what our commander tells us. No hiding, or no kidding. Let's have some news next time. That means you, Pop. I wrote some pictures, I want some pictures of all the kids and you and Mother and Granny and Granddad. The only pictures I have are of Weenie, Jerry, Leonard, and Cal. I want a good picture of Lynn, too. Then I can look at the pictures and dream I'm home. Tell Lori there's a boy up here that doesn't have anyone to write to. But if she writes him, I don't want her leading him on too much. I guess I am a little bit like my dad. I don't know who he is, but I'll try to find him. I like to have had an argument out at the clothesline this evening. It was with an old boy I'm bound to tangle with just as sure as something smells bad. Well, I'll close for now. Love, Junior. P.S. Write every day. It sure is a disappointment to go to the mail call and not get any mail. It gives you a kind of empty feeling. Oh, I can't even imagine. That makes me sad just reading those words.
That's
so.
Your dad?
And I'm trying to keep this to a minimum of 30 minutes, so I'm trying to see how much time I have on here. Uh-oh, where'd you go? I can't even see my... Okay, I think we have time for one more letter. And this one is sent again to Marble Falls, Texas. And it's dated 1/1958. Dear Mom, Pop, and Kids, I'm writing this in the hope that I will be able to go to the I'm not really sure, but something, and get some stamps. So I'm assuming it's like the post office or something, that the equivalent of the post office. Weenie came to see me this morning. I sure was glad. We had a regular gossip session. He's supposed to come back this evening. I sure hope he does. It's almost like being home. There are 58 companies in, I'm not sure, something now. I'm not sure what that is. If this keeps up, we will go across the bridge to Decatur on Saturday. No kidding now. I want some long letters to come in here every day. The time we have been here, 11 days, doesn't seem long, but 9 weeks seems like a hell of a long time. I got in a goofy company. Ever want to get out of it, but 11 weeks is about the longest we can have to go. Sorry, I'm trying to read his writing. We're supposed to graduate the 22nd of March. I don't know for sure. Wendell was pretty happy this morning. I'm thinking about flying home. I won't know until I get my orders. Send me Mickey's phone number. I might want to use it when I get on Liberty. Hurry up and write. Love, Junior. P.S. Write soon, Junior. P.S. The RCPO just said that they just closed down a base back east and we might get out in less than 9 weeks. Hope it isn't Seattle, but, and he spells but with 2 T's. Yeah, hip hip hooray. I was writing y'all's address when he said that. And he's got a big, so you'll see it's all nice and little, and then he's all happy at the bottom of it. So I think that that's probably going to wrap up this session of episode 6 with these letters. And I will put a shout out on Instagram. I'm still trying to learn how to generate views on this. I would really like to be able to get this out to everybody. And I want to share my journey as I go through these letters and as I go through my recovery and talk with other people that have gone through recovery or going through recovery and want to go through recovery. And so I will say goodbye and I'll see you. Good afternoon, everybody. It's March 1st, and I did not get my episode 6 uploaded. And when I was getting ready to do it today, I only have 12 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and do a couple of more letters so I can get a 30-minute segment. And then I will upload my 6th episode. In the meantime, you guys can check me out on Instagram. I'm going to start trying to do a reel every day about my journey and what's going on with it. So we're going to start the letters. I just opened this up. And this is January 22nd, 1958. It happens to be my youngest daughter's birthday. Well, not 1958, but anyway, this is from my father to my grandma, my mama, and my grandfather. Dear Mom, Pop, and kids, I guess I must be getting over my homesickness and adjusting to military life. I've something thinking up ways to get out of. I don't know what he's saying. I don't know. Something thinking up ways to get out. Oh, okay. I've quit thinking up ways to get out. If the scales over at the something bank were right, I've gained. Oh, okay. Or if the scales over at the, I'm assuming at the doctor's office or wherever they do their medical, was right, he's gained 11 pounds already. Pops, what did you get a ticket for the other day? You never have said. Was it Joseki's light? We pulled a sneaky on the other COs this morning. We got up at 20 till 5 instead of 5 and got early chow. We had to air our bedding this morning. The other day we pulled a 3.69 on personnel and a 3.78 on barracks. We didn't have a personnel this morning, but we pulled a 3.7 on barracks. I made 62 on my GCT the other day. I'm not sure what that is. That is what Weenie made. The last test that they gave some of us is what I'm worried about. It had a whole lot of stuff about radio and electricity in it. If I passed it, I will try to get in JC or sonar school. If I manage to get one of those, at least I won't have to chip. I'm not quite sure. Ship, maybe he's saying. Oh, chip paint. I am writing this driving the chow breaks during the chow break since I have to iron my skivvies and whites tonight. We should cross the river Saturday to make room for recruits that are greener than we are. We are old salts now. Today is our 1 to 5 days. We got evaluated this morning and we're above average. The guys in our company get along pretty good and fights yet, which is and no fights yet, which is unusual. They will start about our 6th or 8th week. The only trouble we've had so far was between companies, and the brass broke it up before it got out of hand. Good. We were about to mix in it when they broke it up. Some guy from across the street threw a lock last night. Lucky it didn't hit anyone. It would have killed him if it had. Pop, I want you to get a car with a radio if you get one. My homesickness came back all of a sudden this evening in class. I don't know what I joined this damn thing for. I get to thinking what I could be doing if I was home. I could be at home with you and mother and the kids, but no. I had to make a horse's ass out of myself and join the Navy. Just think, I'll be 21 when I get home and I won't be a kid anymore. I wish I would have stayed young a little longer. I sure do miss all of you. Instead of the 365 days a year, I could be with you all. If I was a civilian, the Navy allows me 30, a hell of a change, isn't it? I wish I had stayed a civilian sometimes, but sometimes I'm glad I joined. After I get out of boot camp, I'll form an opinion. If I formed one now and stuck with it, I'd hate that way. That wouldn't do because I belong to it for the next 4 years. That seems a lifetime. Even 8 weeks seems a lifetime. I have to close now and get ready for chow. Love, Junior. P.S. Write every day and send me $1. So that was his January 22nd, 1958. And I am enjoying learning a little bit about my dad, and it softens the things that happened growing up. So that makes me feel good. This one is to my grandma and grandpa, my mama and grandpa. And it's dated January 23rd, 1958. Dear Mom, Pop, and kids, the CEO cut our smoking lamp out this morning because we made 3.63 and 3.61 on inspection. We have to go to another company area to smoke. I sure hope the CO doesn't read this. I sure am glad Pop is finally getting his insurance settlement. Maybe y'all can live like humans now. Mom, how about making a big box of fudge and sending it to me? It will have to be big enough for all the guys to get a little piece. There's 72 of us. Goodman got a box this morning and it was gone in 2 minutes. I got your letter, Mom, at noon mail call. One thing about goofing up, we got early chow after marching 4 hours. I sure was glad to hear from you and that y'all were getting a car. Now I won't have to walk everywhere when I get home. I'm getting where I don't mind walking so much. I've got blisters all over my feet, but I'm not going back to sick bay. I might have to stay over there long enough to pull behind the CO, and I don't want that. The weather here is the darndest thing you ever saw. Freezing at night and baking in the daytime. I'll take Texas. From the company street, you can see destroyers, cruisers, flat tops, subs, and freighters. You dream about the day you will get out of here and onto one of them. I think I'll get sonar or JC school if I'm lucky. Well, I have to close now, write soon, and send stamps. Love, Junior. Then there's another one. Oh, it's to my great grandma and great grandpa. Dear Granny and Granddad, wow. How about making a big box of I don't know what it is. Something. It's a candy. I want to say poppy candy, but that's not, doesn't sound right. And sending it to me. Make sure you have at least enough for 50 guys. Make fudge. I asked Mother to make me some. Maybe one of you will send some. The weather in the daytime here is okay, but at night is freezing. I just thank God I didn't get sent to Great Lakes. I've gained 11 pounds already since I've been here. If the scales at the medical were right. I've written Vince, Joe, and Aunt Dixie 2 letters, and they haven't written one. I wish you would write and get onto them. I'm glad Pops is finally getting his insurance. Now maybe they can live like humans. Well, Granny and Granddad, I have to close now and go back to the grinder. Y'all take care of yourselves until I get back. I love both of you. Love, Junior. P.S. Write soon and send stamps. So that was that one. I only remember one thing about my granny. Well, 2 things. She gave me a hen. It was a big, fat red hen. We were living in Waco, Texas, if I remember correctly. And I went out to feed the hen one morning, and I remember somebody saying the chicken snake got it, so I thought there were chicken snakes. And up until a few years ago, I really did think there were chicken snakes. But I went out to feed the hen one morning, and she was dead. It was devastating. And then I remember Granny used to have the best tomatoes. Well, she had an amazing garden, from what I can remember. Just that's a vague memory, but the memory that's real clear is taking salt and pepper and going out to my granny's garden and eating her tomatoes. And she would get so mad at me, but I would go out there and just salt and pepper the heck out of those tomatoes, and they were the best tasting tomatoes. It's hard to find them like that anymore. This one here is another one on January 23rd, 1958. Well, that's what this says, but this says, so he might have written it and put it and mailed it the same day, because this says 1/20 of 1957. Oh well. Dear Mom and Pop and kids, if y'all can send me $1 to buy stamps and paper with, I'll keep writing. I had to burn the stamps, bum the stamps to send this with. You all keep the mail rolling in. It gets lonely as hell if you don't get at least 1 letter a day. Pop, you may know what I mean since you were in the Army. This Navy is all right if you didn't have to pay so much attention to all the smallest details. I'm damn sure going to hire my laundry done when I get out of boot camp. We had our GCTs today, and then they gave a few of us radio and sonar tests. I'm going to try to make electronics technician. Might as well have it easy as hard for the next 4 years. I don't know whether I'm going to leave after I get home. I'll probably follow you and Mother around like a little puppy. I don't know. Please excuse the wiggles and humps in this writing. I'm laying in my sack writing this, and that damn grunt is putting his icy hands on my back. Well, I'll have to close now and try to get some sleep. 2 guys got caught skylarking outside without any shirts and just got back from REG. I just heard someone say something about some hard labor. Tell you more in my next letter. They were about to go to 4013 anyway, a scrounge company. Keep the mail coming in every day. Love, Junior. P.S. Love, tell all the kids to write. My father was very lonely, and it sounds like he was a typical 17-year-old boy at that point. And having a 17-year-old grandson, I can see some of the similarities that might be there. Because he doesn't pay attention to detail either. He hates detail. Well, unless he's doing his Legos or drawing, but otherwise he doesn't seem to have a lot of. He's not. He doesn't pay attention to detail. This one is January 27, 1958. Dear Mom, Pop, and kids, it's like this Navy more. I like this Navy more every day. We will start advanced training duty 45 day in 4 to 5 days as scheduled. So it will be about the 29th of March before I get home. It doesn't seem so long the way time has passed so far. Pop, if you can spare some money, how about sending me some? I hate to be a bum, but we won't get our pay for weeks yet. Some of the guys have money and so buy candy and stuff, and my mouth sure does water when I watch them eat it, but I can't buy it. I'm using my last stamp to send this, so send some of them too. Tell Granny and Granddad I'll write as soon as I get some more stamps. How is everyone getting along down there? Okay. I hope I'll tell Janie to hurry up and write and send pictures. Mother, hurry up with that fudge. Boy, I'm full of orders today, aren't I? No kidding. I'm about to starve for some good fudge. So far, all we have worn here is dungarees, but we start wearing whites when we start advanced training. You know, it's not unusual to see a sailor in this place. There are quite a few around. Maybe one of these days I'll be one, but right now I'm 3 notches below a dog. That's natural, though, I guess. They couldn't hardly treat us like kings. I'm already walking up before time to get up, or waking up before time to get up. I've gotten to where I drink coffee only at breakfast, and it isn't possible to smoke more than half a pack of cigarettes a day. Well, I have to close now and get this to the mailbox. Love, Junior. P.S. Hurry up with that stuff I asked for. No kidding. Get it here as fast as you can. I won't tell you how urgent it is. And be sure to write every day. So he's very lonely and very young. And I wanted to mention that I had court on Tuesday last week on the 24th. It was really nerve-wracking. I had really built it up in my head. I got my DUI in 2024, and they had vacated it. So then when I got the summons to appear for my arraignment, I didn't really know what to expect. So like I said, and I just started hiding and isolating, and those are things that you should not do. They have an acronym in one of my recovery classes, and it's called HALT: hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. And if you're any of those things, it's so much easier to fall back into your addiction. So I hadn't realized I'd gotten so depressed, and I had isolated, and I didn't want to call anybody, talk to anybody, do anything. I didn't want to get off the couch. All I wanted to do was watch my Korean shows. And that's another form of escape. So I'm going to strive to at least do an Instagram every day and try to figure out a rhythm for my podcasts. But I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you on episode 7. Thanks.